Hello there, people who have access to the internet and who are currently using it to watch this video. My name is Pun Food, or just Pun if you prefer. And last time on You Eat Loogie Soup, we finished up Meringue Clouds and Rock Candy Mines. And this time, we're heading into the giant cloud surrounding Peach's Castle. And here we are, Peach's Castle. Alright. Let's see, there's 6 levels in Peach's Castle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. I mean, it doesn't really matter how many levels there are, but more so just for me thinking about stuff. So last time, well, it's actually been a minute since we played as Mr. Luigi himself. I mean, he doesn't play any differently, but I just mean, like, it's been all the way since, Acorn Plains.
Here we go.
So, guess I'll start off with talking about Mario Wonder. Miscellaneous thoughts. I haven't talked about the Wonder Flowers yet. I was worried that I actually did run out of stuff to talk about regarding Wonder, because I kind of went through every section except the Wonder Flowers. So I guess we can start there. I can also fail miserably. Wonder Flowers. There's actually not too much to touch on with these. They're basically just like, what if, you know, they're basically an excuse to... What they remind me of is, well, there's not anything, like, exactly like them in any game that I've really played extensively. Mario Odyssey's capture mechanic is somewhat similar, where some captures are purely movement platforming based and some are more like puzzles. They more so remind me of Galaxy and how, you know, sometimes there would just be a level where you ride in a bubble, or a level where you're just kind of bad at this level. A level where you're just going from pole star to pole star, or a level where you're in like the slingshot goo, whatever, you know, sort of like how the levels there would kind of have general Mario platforming, but sometimes they would also have, or like how you'd sometimes throw fire flowers or bombs to clean up trash, you know? Like, oh my god, I should have just taken the damage from the incoming fireball. Okay. But yeah, the Wonder Flowers remind me of those, or it's like mini-game sequences almost, you know? I'm trying to think if there's really anything like them. To some extent there is, but not really, because the other stuff would be like, in 3D Mario, they would have like designated, you know, mini-game or side, you know, mission or specific mechanic areas of a level centered around using, you know, the gimmick mechanic, whatever. Oh my god. Okay. So, and Wonder definitely doesn't look like that. Wonder definitely looks like, Wonder definitely looks like, you know, the sequences are kind of just woven into the level, but at the same time they do return you back out. I guess the difference is the 3D Mario games, when you would go off on these, like, side mission things in a 3D Mario game, you would just, like, collect the star or whatever, and then, you know, the level would be done, and you'd replay the level, and the side minigame things would be more like secret, you know, exits, almost. So, you know, the Wonder Flowers are more woven in, but they can also be, like... But from the looks of it, it also looks like the Wonder Flowers can... Like, with the Goomba section, to me, that doesn't look like a challenge that you'll just be returned back to where you grabbed the Wonder Flower when you beat it. That looks like the challenge is, like, to reach the exit or a specific point with the Wonder Flowers still active or whatever. You know?
Here we go.
I guess maybe that's the difference. Some Wonder Flower challenges might be, like, challenges, and some of them might task you with playing the level with a different effect, not all of them necessarily being hard, because I guess we do have to remember that this is a game they want people to beat, and to beat it, it looks like you need Wonder Seeds, so... So yeah, they definitely seem like more so ways to break up the gameplay, rather than, like, pure challenge sections, you know? And I don't think there's really anything wrong with that. Where's the last star coin? Where is it? Where's last star coin? Oh. Maybe it's... No. No. There's star coin 2. Ow. Yeah, so I think the Wonder Flowers are probably going to be more so used,
Bye-bye.
just ways to spice up the gameplay. And if that means, like, a challenge aspect, or if it just means, you know, beating the level while wacky stuff happens, I don't know. So I think Wonder Flowers look fun. I've definitely heard criticism that it's, like, very gimmicky and not, you know, really a core gameplay mechanic. It just looks like a way to, you know, like, include a bunch of gimmicks. And I mean, yeah. It's there to break up the gameplay, at least that's what I believe. And as such, you know, they're probably not going to make it super, like... You know, probably not gonna make it super, complex, like a core gameplay mechanic. It is probably just going to be, you know, random stuff happens. And I don't think that's a bad thing. If there's one in every level, that means, again, I was talking about last time how badges added to replayability. I don't think Wonder Flowers inherently add to replayability. But if some of the Wonder Flowers are time challenges, that's fine, but I'm interested to be like, especially in that first level, where it looks like the pipes, you know, they wouldn't come alive if, you know, you didn't get the Wonder Flower. So I guess that means that probably means you can beat the level with the Wonder Flower and without the Wonder Flower. Meaning that adds to replayability in the sense that you could potentially go through the level not triggering the Wonder effect, and as such, you know, just chilling out, you know, or something. Just being like, you know, seeing what it's like when you don't have all the wackiness happen. I mean, that's the thing. It's like a Wonder Flower may just be a gimmick, but it's a gimmick that you don't necessarily have to participate in. Like, I presume that it said you get a Wonder Seed for beating a level, so I presume that only, like, bonus levels you would need to get actual Wonder Flowers, you know, to unlock. I presume just getting to the end of the game, you can theoretically just go to every goal pole, you know. But that's just how I see it, you know. Maybe you do have to get a good chunk of the Wonder Flowers too. I don't know. But even still, you don't have to participate in every one. And to me, you know, not all of them are super... Not all the Wonder Flowers are super... yeah, there was nothing I could do there. Not all the Wonder Flowers look super gimmicky. The pipe one just looks like it changes the level, you know, unlike... And to some extent, if they were more so complaining about the fact that it wasn't, you know, different enough, I think, you know, they still, you know, then there's, like, the more extreme ones, like the one where you turn into a Goomba, you know, or the one where your perspective changes. I don't know. All I'm saying is, you know, and if the real complaint is that it's not, like, pure Mario... I mean, like, I think what we have to realize is they're not going for pure Mario. They're going for, you know, something new, and maybe a little bit, you know, unusual. At least that's the impression I get. Like, I feel like there was another Mario game where they were kind of going to mix things up. You know, like, very specifically to mix things up. I can't remember which one it was. I want to say that it was maybe... Mario 3? No. I don't think it was New Soup. Maybe it was... No, I can't remember which one it was. But... All I'm really trying to say is just, like, if the complaint is that it's not Mario platforming, I think we should still give Wonder Flowers a chance, because they look fun, and I think at this point, you know, yeah, it's not core Mario platforming, but, like, I don't think that makes it, you know, bad. I don't think that, you know, it's something to be criticized. I think it's good, because people want variety in their games nowadays. They don't want just, like... Except for, like, hardcore fans of the series, you know. A lot of people probably don't want, like, just pure... You know... Pure Pikmin, you know... Kill enemies, transport them back to your ship, you know... And, you know, collect treasures and stuff, you know... I bet you a lot of people are grateful for the night missions because, you know, it's more tower defense and it allows you to do something, you know, you normally don't do in Pikmin, / you know, it's a break from, you know, it's still strategic thinking, but it's a break from some of the more, like, you know, well, maybe you don't know, but I don't know. To me, it just feels like, you know, I get that there's, like, some sort of complaints, you know, with people being like, Mario games are, you know, trying to add flashy new power-ups and gimmicks, you know, because people, you know, can't have their attentions, you know, held long enough, and they care more about gimmicks than core platforming, you know. I think the difference is, like, there's only so much you can do with core platforming. You know, there's only so many levels you can design. I mean, some of the best levels on Mario Maker aren't even focused around your ability to platform. Some of the best levels in Mario Maker are focused around, you know, puzzles, or, you know, troll levels, or, you know, auto levels, or music levels, or, you know, I guess speedrun levels, / Kaizo levels are, probably more platforming focused, but I think you get what I'm saying. Even in Mario Maker, you know, the focus isn't on pure Mario platforming, because that would get boring if every level tried to be Mario platforming. You know, because Mario platforming is good platforming, but it's not, like, you know, super difficult or interesting all the time. I would say You Eat Loogie Soup is the closest it gets to being, like, intentionally difficult. That and Mario Maker. Otherwise, Nintendo's not really gonna try to make Mario's platforming difficult. Champions Road might be, like, the one exception, you know? Like, after you beat the game, but before beating the game, platforming's not going to be difficult, and even after beating the game, it's going to be nowhere near as hard as, you know, Kaizo levels. And I think that's the thing. If the complaint is that they're not focusing on platforming, and the complaint is that, you know, there's tons you can do with platforming if you aren't afraid to make it more difficult, then I think we'll then just play, you know, Mario ROM hacks or whatnot, you know, because, like, Nintendo isn't really gonna make Mario's platforming all that difficult. So if you're looking for a more difficult challenge, maybe don't play a Mario game, or maybe don't expect it to be challenging until the very end. Or from the start, you know, rather. So, I don't know, that's my personal take. Now, I think that, I definitely think that,
Here we go.
I definitely think that people are right when they say that Wonder Flowers are just kind of a gimmick. But I also think that gimmicks are a breath of fresh air, maybe not a breath of fresh air, but like a breather from, you know, pure platforming, you know? I mean, I could say that these falling fireballs are a gimmick, and I wouldn't be entirely wrong. Now, people will probably tell me, no, they're not a gimmick, they're, you know, a level mechanic. But I don't really see the difference so much.
Here we go.
You know, like, are the falling fireballs, you know, even if they're a level mechanic, that doesn't mean that level mechanics can't also be gimmicks by nature. You know? Like, I think the idea that, you know, gimmicks are bad is outdated. Because I don't think gimmicks are bad. I think gimmicks can be a chance for people to show creativity when the game design otherwise wouldn't really allow that opportunity. So, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess, like, to the same extent, you know, it's like the reason I think the fireballs are, you know, falling fireballs are a gimmick is because, like, they only appear in, like, 2 levels, and they break blocks and impact the level in a way, and you can argue they're a level mechanic, but that's like saying, you know, but you know, and I'll agree with you, but I'll agree they're also a gimmick, just like how Kirby's Mouthful mode, sometimes there's sections where you need to glide, and those are part of the level, so the gliding sections are level mechanics, but they're also gimmicks because they're attached to Mouthful mode, you know. Like, and also, if a gimmick is present throughout a game, is it really a gimmick? I personally don't believe so. Like, you know, you can't possibly tell me that, I guess I'll come back for that one. But you can't tell me that, that Yoshi isn't a core mechanic of Super Mario World. But you also, you know, can't tell me that Yoshi isn't a gimmick. Yoshi in Super Mario World is very much a gimmick. You know, like, there's no argument against that. Like, Yoshi vastly changes the way the game is played, and, you know, and has a completely different moveset than Mario, like running and jumping, but, you know, he can stomp on things Mario can't, and he can eat enemies, you know, that Mario can't normally defeat, you know. All in all, you know, yes, Yoshi is a core mechanic of Super Mario World, but Yoshi is also a gimmick. So, you know, so in my opinion, you know, gimmicks and game mechanics aren't mutually exclusive. And at that point, you know, you're not really arguing that, you know, I don't think the argument is really then that it's a gimmick, so it's bad. I think it's more so you just don't like the mechanic. You know, it's like, overall, I think, you know, people who just want Mario platforming, I don't think really have anything to worry about. You know, because, like, you know, if you just want Mario platforming, the Wonder Flower still doesn't really necessarily take away from... Oh, I was supposed to jump off the bombs. Oops, overshot it. But people who want the core Mario platforming aren't going to have it taken away. Some of the Wonder Flowers, in fact, extend this platforming. You know, or, like, if anything, Wonder Flowers serve to further increase the platforming opportunities for Mario, because I think specifically the stampede of enemies, you know, is a great example of how they can do that. Because, like, you're still platforming, but now you're platforming on top of, you know, a running stampede. I think all in all, you know, I can understand it if people are like, Wonder Flowers are just gimmicks, and Wonder Flowers, you know, don't really further deepen Mario's platforming, you know. But I think Wonder Flowers, you know, don't really take away from any of that. And again, I don't think you have to participate in every single Wonder Flower to beat the game. And even if you do, I still think there's going to be a good amount of Mario platforming. And if anything, I potentially think that, what do you want to call it? The new power-ups might take away from Mario's platforming more than Wonder Flowers. More so in the sense that, not that they, you know, take away platforming options, but more so they might add a few too many. The drill, you can now bypass some platforming sections if there's a ceiling, you know, or just get past enemies that would normally be tricky to jump around, you know. Bubble Flower, you know, use it for extra jumps, you know, might take away a bit from the platforming, you know, to some extent, but I think they also deepen the platforming in some ways. I think that's what we have to realize. It's a bit of a give and take, you know. I don't know why I'm really arguing, you know, talking about core Mario platforming. It's not, like, I like Mario platforming. I'm not really afraid of it going anywhere just because Wonder Flowers exist and, you know, they're gimmicks, or, you know, they're just, you know, and it's like, I guess the other, you know, sort of argument would be like, well, they're not necessarily gimmicks, but, like, you know, why can't the Wonder Flower mechanics, you know, at least the ones that relate to, you know, changing what we're platforming on, just be present throughout the entire level? And I guess the reason is that, you know, the whole collectible is tied to triggering a Wonder Flower and, you know, completing a challenge, you know. I don't know. I mean, in the end, I think that people that don't like the Wonder Flowers because they're too, you know, just too, I don't know what to call them. too gimmicky or whatever, you know, I don't hold anything against them. You like what you like. But I also don't think, you know, that they're necessarily right, at least from my perspective. Like, they might be right, you know, to themselves. They themselves, that might be the reason they don't like them or whatever. But for me, I don't think it crosses a line of being too much of a gimmick. I think it stays perfectly fine as the mechanic of the game. And as a, you know, way to shake things up and keep it interesting and fresh, you know. Anyway, I don't know. So that's Wonder Flowers. Anything else? I'm trying really hard right now to think about, other things that I haven't gone over about Wonder yet. And I can't really think of much. I just now talked about the Wonder Flowers, and maybe for too long. Maybe all I needed to say is I'm excited they look like they spice up the gameplay, and said I went on a bit of a rant about how people, you know, are saying this and I say this. You know, I didn't really need to do that. But I mean, I did need to do that from the perspective of I need to fill time for the episode by talking about stuff, but I didn't need to talk about that specifically. I guess, for the duration of this final battle, I can, final battle stage, you know, I guess would be more appropriate to really, you know, say. I can talk a bit about, how, I guess I can talk about how I died, in my concentration. I guess I can talk a bit about how, I was rewatching the trailer for Wonder fairly recently, and I saw that, I saw the overall world map, again, and it really got me thinking, about, how the game's gonna play out, because I looked at it, and I realized we'd be going through, you know, the Petal Isles multiple times, you know, throughout the game, in between World 1 and World 2 and World 3 and all that. But it also got me thinking, yes, the worlds are named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but are they really gonna be World 1, World 2? Like, World 1's probably gonna be the first place we go, but is there gonna be anything stopping us from going to World 5 next, as opposed to World, you know, World 2, right? And I really thought about that, and I thought, well, levels on the Petal Islands might just not unlock. Like, they might be blocked by, you know, Bowser's Castle itself, and that's why we need to go to each world in order. But I also thought about how, when they're showing the fact that you can jump to any course, in the world, from the, from like a level select screen, right? They show difficulty stars by the level. And I thought that's strange, because wouldn't the levels just be designed, you know, in the order you play them? And then I thought, well, you don't have to play every level, so that could be a good indication of which ones to save for later. But it also made me think that maybe, just maybe, you can play, like, any of the worlds in any order. You know, like, I mean, granted, it's a Mario game, so we kind of knew the world themes going into it. But still, why else would they show us every single world theme, before the game even comes out? It's like, yeah, we already know there's going to be a lava world. But I literally mean, why would they show us gameplay, especially if we already know that there's going to be a lava world, So it really got me thinking, what if, once you get to the Petal Islands at the end of World 1, you could literally do any world in any order? Because of those difficulty ratings, it made me think that potentially, there could be levels in World 6 that are easier than some of the levels in World 1, and vice versa. Well, I guess vice versa wouldn't be exactly correct, I guess, and the other way around, too. Levels in World 1 that are more difficult than those in World... whatever. But, no, it really got me thinking, yeah. What if there are actually levels that, that are more difficult in World 1 than the easiest levels in World 6? And it got me thinking, what if, more than that, especially because of those difficulty stars, that the Petal Islands is in the center of every world, and you have to go through it to get to every other world. The worlds aren't connected to each other. So you always have to go to the Petal Islands after you beat a world to find the next world you want to go to. So it really got me thinking, yeah, what if I could do World 6 from the very beginning? And it just seemed very possible that that might be a possibility. I think the idea is the difficulty stars really give it to me. The fact that Petal Islands is connected to every world, and I know it could be connected to every world, but you might still need to beat the previous world. But the previous world's castles don't even look like they directly connect to the Petal Islands themselves. So, like, how would they force you to beat the castle before you can go to the World 3 or whatever, or World 4? So I really thought maybe you can play the worlds in any order. Whether that means you can only play like 2 levels in the Petal Islands and go straight to World 6, or whether it means that, you can even, or that you have to go around the long way, and past the entrances to the other worlds before you can play World 6. I don't know, but it seems very possible that you could play World 6 before playing any levels in World 2, 3, 4, or 5. Though at the same time, maybe it's just showing us, the map, and it's not showing the fact that maybe, Bowser is blocking the entrances to those worlds on the world map, and you just can't get through there, Like, maybe it's literally impossible to enter World 3 unless you've played, like, some levels in World 2. Maybe there's specifically, like, a Wonder Seed, lock, a Wonder Seed lock for, World 3 colored seeds specifically, like, I'm gonna wait for Bowser to do his thing before I hit him in the head. Dang it. Okay. So yeah, I think it's very possible. But I also think playing the worlds... but I also think that there might be a reason why they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even if maybe World 1's most difficult level might rival World 6's, I still feel like, in general, there is a solid chance that you'll have to play them in order, and those extra... Oh my god, you can't be serious. And I don't think they give you a checkpoint. I think World 1's most difficult level, might rival World 6's, but maybe that's just like a you know, not restricting themselves to, you know, match difficulty with world or progression or whatever, right? I don't know. Everything I come to is, of course, we have to really see how it'll play out once we actually have the game. But I definitely think, you know, it would be cool to go through a Mario game, you know, where the desert isn't the second world and make it the second world for myself. You know? Wouldn't that be fun? I don't know. I was really hoping this conversation would take me to the end of this level, but apparently, yeah, there are no You know what? I don't care if standees maybe make the game too easy. I think it's better than this situation I'm in, where I'm struggling just to get all the star coins and beat Bowser and other stuff. It's like, I could cut this out, but I don't think I will. Because I've been talking. And then in the successful run, it would be awkward if I didn't talk. But I was right there, right? Like, we can all agree I was right at the end. You know? You know, we can all agree that I deserved that win, you know. That I just got unfortunately cornered and didn't have a spare power-up, you know. Oh my god, just barely. Okay. I guess if this is my successful attempt, I will keep this one in. If not, I think I'll probably just edit the video so that, like, right before I die on the final attempt, it, like, cuts to me getting the last hit in my successful attempt, because I don't want to run this video too long. The max I'm willing to go is 1 hour 30. That is my max for any episode of anything. Preferably 1 hour 15 if I have to go over an hour. If I can beat Bowser in the next 3 minutes, the problem is credits. Like, I could cut out credits, but that feels disrespectful to the people that actually, you know, spent the time to make this game. And credits aren't that long when you talk over them anyway. So, I don't know. Alright. I hate that Bowser Jr.'s clown car damages us here, but it doesn't damage us in the, it doesn't damage us in the actual level. Anyway. I barely saved that. I think Bowser Jr. gets the clown car. Yeah, okay. Hopefully I have enough space, to work with. Hopefully Bowser Jr. comes back down soon. This might be the best final Bowser battle in 2D Mario. Like, I think the thing about it is, it's basically he acts kind of like a big Koopaling, so, you know, it kind of builds on what you know. And also, I think it has a lot of platforming elements. Like, the other Bowser battles are pure platforming. This one isn't pure platforming. In fact, there aren't really platforms. But I think it does test your, you know, your experience with the controls, and can you, you know... It mostly tests timing of, like, running and jumping and moving back and forth and all that, you know, just avoiding his attacks, you know. So, I think it's a pretty good battle, mechanically, visually, whatever, you know, all the Lees.
Thank you.
The one thing is, we've already seen this. I really wish we could just skip this, cutscene.
What? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, indeed, Luigi. I don't know. Here's Bowser and the Koopalings getting on the ship with disproportionate, you know, sizes. Like, Bowser still looks bigger than he normally should be, but in turn the Koopalings also look bigger than they should be relative to Bowser. Like, Bowser Jr. is like a quarter of the size of Bowser right now, and he's normally a half, but the fact that he's like as big as the head... The bow? No. The headpiece? Whatever. The fact that he's like as big as the Bowser head on the airship, and the other Koopalings are as big as that head, is just wrong. Anyway, we did it. We saved the princess. So let's talk about You Eat Loogie Soup. On the whole, I will say that I think I prefer You Eat Soup to You Eat Loogie Soup. It's not because, I don't think it's because, like, I think it's just You Eat Loogie Soup gets a little too difficult at the end for me to really enjoy it. And even in the beginning, the time limit itself and some of the platforming that it asks you to do in the first couple levels can be a little disorienting, coming off of, you know, You Eat Soup's more tame, calmer platforming. But at the same time, some of the platforming in this game is cooler and uses cooler ideas, mechanics, etc. And I think that, it's really hard. Use the same world themes, use the same bosses, you know. I don't know. Like, there are definitely some more original level ideas in this than there were in even You Eat Soup. But Luigi's different mechanics also play differently. You get used to them eventually, and they're not too bad. In some cases, they make you feel like, wow, I can make that jump, you know, that you wouldn't be able to make in You Eat Soup. So, I don't know, mixed feelings. Like, I think You Eat Soup is my favorite. You Eat Loogie Soup, I'm just not sure. I think it's a good game, unique mechanics. Does the platforming get, like, actually too difficult? I think it gets to the point where, since you don't have any checkpoints, no way to save your progress throughout a level, it does get annoying when you keep dying in the same spot because you're looking for a star coin. And that's the thing, these levels are pretty simple to get through if you're not going through all the star coins. And I guess that's one thing that I will say, you know. That's one thing that I think, You Eat Soup definitely has, is that the levels are longer, so they might drag on sometimes and feel like, you know, they take forever, especially if you keep dying, versus in You Eat Loogie Soup, where as soon as you get past the spot you keep dying, you know, as long as you don't die again, the level's probably over, you know. But I still do think that, I just don't know. I don't know. I think You Eat Soup had a lot of painful deaths, specifically on Flight of the Parabeetles. But I think this game had more deaths, and more of them that caused me to be more enraged, I think. I think the difference is, though, it had to do with how I was structuring episodes. If I was only doing a single world per episode, I don't think it would have affected me too much. But especially in this last world, Peach's Castle, the fact that I died a lot to lava and stuff really got to me because I'm trying to do 1.5 worlds per episode, in this case 2 worlds per episode. And dying wastes time. So, you know, otherwise, if I was doing only 1 world per episode, I don't think I'd be mad. I don't think I'd be as upset or disheartened or, you know, felt so bad about dying however many times on some of those levels. But I feel like in the long run, it causes me to, you know, have to make these episodes longer, which is not something I necessarily want to do, because I'm more so worried about, you know, people watching the whole episode versus, you know, which is very few people already, because I have very few people watching me, and also because, you know, who wants to stick around for like a half an hour video when we have like 10-minute stuff that can be just as engaging, you know, whatever. But yeah.
Here we go.
So I guess, you know, I think this game has... Why does it already have the Mario block? Is that like... Oh, I think that just appears... Oops. I think that Mario block just appears after you beat the game because it gives you Mario's physics, which aren't always helpful for beating levels, but, you know, whatever. Anyway, yeah. I think that I wouldn't be, you know... I don't think I would be so concerned with the game if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, I don't think I'd be concerned with dying if it wasn't for the fact I was recording these episodes and trying to finish them in a timely manner. I think that's, like, the main reason why this game makes me feel more like it's really difficult. But I think the difference is the levels are shorter, and so each individual platforming challenge might be more difficult. The game as a whole isn't necessarily because the levels are shorter, and as such, you're stuck with the mechanics for less time. For this level, it might be worth turning on Mario's mechanics. I definitely have to replay. But, because I missed that last star coin. But yeah.
You made it.
The goal is to get through all of Superstar Road in this episode. even if I'm yawning and tired.
Here we go.
I don't see any reason not to get through all of Superstar Road, even if it makes it a longer episode. Okay, I need to remember that the star coin is going to be on the bottom. Okay. Okay. I did it. Barely, but I did it. Anyway. Superstar Road 1 down, so this should go fast, especially since I'm pretty sure I know Superstar Road 6. I know Superstar Road 2.
Here we go.
The rest of them, I have a pretty decent idea of what they are. Okay. Here comes this level. And I already failed. For that one, I think I have to triple jump or, like, spin midair after jumping off that high ledge of blocks. I don't know. Yeah, I remember this one. You have to avoid getting crushed. It's a pretty okay level. Yeah. And then we need to make sure these blocks are active, so that when we get over here, we can now... P-switch got me. Okay. I feel like I missed a star coin, but I don't think that's true. I think it's just a longer level lengthwise, because we're speeding through it faster due to P-switch timers. Anyway. Mario's physics would not be helpful here because I think we literally need Luigi's physics to get this star coin. And a bit of his skid, you know, whatever, to slide under some of those things. Anyway. Okay. 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 And then from here, that's the secret. The secret to that star coin is don't worry about getting it on your first time through. Wait for the blocks to fall, and then jump off the blocks. Because unless you have a squirrel suit, I don't even know if you can get that star coin. Well, you could jump off the waddle wings. Maybe that's how they intend you to do it, but it's not how I recommend doing it, so. But yeah, that's a fun level. Star Coin Deep Dive. Huh. I don't remember this one. I kind of remember this one. Okay, this is going to be helpful, and I need to extend this star as long as I can get away with. Maybe instead of going forward... Oh, no. I just wasted my thing. Dang it. I wasn't done. Oh my god, barely. Oh my gosh. I'm like basically dead. Okay. Okay. This might be better than Swim for It. Like this barely might be better than swim for it. Like, just because I don't feel like the Cheap Chomp is as on my tail. And you don't need the Cheap Chomp for any of those, except maybe the first one. Unless you have an extra hit you're willing to give up. But yeah. So, Swim for It might be my least favorite level across both these games. We'll see, though. We will see. No, I'm gonna say it right now. There's no seeing. It's Swim for It. Anyway. Extra Life is decent. Yeah, that level was pretty easy. Did it on the first try, and it might be the only one I do on the first try in this world.
Here we go.
Anyway, Hammer Swing Hangout. I think I remember this one. I think this is actually the level that I was actually thinking about. Yeah, when we were in Superstar Road and You Eat Soup. Yep, this is it. Like, I remembered the hammer swinging. You know, I got that correct, of course, but, back in, the other hammer swing level, I thought it was this hammer sling level, when we got to it, because I guess this one just left an impression on me, because it was themed to the, Frosted Glacier Tower. Good to see them reusing tile sets or whatever. Tile sets, backgrounds, assets, assets. This level isn't too bad. I would argue that none of the first 5 Superstar Road levels are too bad. I would argue the only real difficult ones between the games is really Superstar Road 6 is sometimes annoying, and Superstar Road 8 is sometimes annoying. Oh, and Superstar Road 3, Swim For It, is straight up annoying. Otherwise, the rest of these are just slightly more challenging regular levels. Guess I don't need the, green coins, huh? Well, that's what I thought. I thought it was over there. And I was worried, like, wouldn't get over there fast enough. Anyway, that's the end of the level. But yeah, you've unlocked the ability to turn your physics back into Mario's. I keep saying this, but that's not really useful. Because the levels are designed around Luigi's physics. If they designed the levels around Mario's physics and then made you play with Luigi's physics, then the game might be more difficult, and then turning them back to Mario's physics wouldn't be too bad. But the fact is, the game is mostly designed around Luigi's physics. So, yeah. Under construction. I vaguely remember this level. Actually, I think I remember this level over the other Superstar Road Jungle level. I don't know, I don't necessarily know why, but I just do. I'll take the hit. I kind of have to. Oh! Hidden Vine. Last star coin. This looks like Super Mario World. Luigi. Pixel art. Is it pixel art or is it block art? It's Luigi's sprite from Super Mario World recreated with blocks. Anyway, it's course clear. First try. Yeah. None of these levels up until, again, Superstar Road 6 and Superstar Road 8 are really too difficult.
Here we go.
We're not going to finish under an hour. We have 15 seconds. But we can probably finish under an hour 15. Alright. this is probably my least favorite level in all of You Eat Loogie Soup. It basically asks you to time your running and jumping and all that kinda semi-perfectly. What is this called? Firebar Dash? Firebar Sprint?
Oh.
Firebar Sprint. Alright. Yeah, it asks you to kinda time your whole thing perfectly. My recommendation is go in with a full-fledged power-up equipped, because you're gonna think you're starting out synced and you're probably not, and you're gonna need to take a hit at some point. I feel like it's just the nature of the level. Yeah, normally that should be like a easy, just as long as you run straightforward, you'll be pretty fine. But it's hard to know when you have to align yourself with the fire bars. Never stop holding right and dash. Okay. And remember, it takes you a minute to get up to full speed. I'm worried that I might already be desynced enough for it to cause issues. Hopefully I'm wrong. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. I think I'm fine. You have to do it without getting hit. Well, you can get hit, but yeah, they lock the last star coin behind you not getting hit by a firebar, basically doing it perfect. I'm gonna try one more time, just taking the mushroom, and if that fails, I guess I will try a fire flower before entering the level and see if I can get away with taking one extra hit. I don't know. It's theoretically fun, but the fact that you have to basically be perfect if you want that last star coin is what really throws me off on this one. But I think I'm good. I think I may have done it. Oh yeah, I did it. Okay. It's not as bad as I remember. So, I don't know. But it's a fun level, but I think I combined this level's memories with You Eat Soup's Firebar level memories. Maybe that's why I thought it was so terrible.
Here we go.
Cloudy Capers. I have no idea what this level is. This might be... I think this might be the level that I remember the least. Of like any Mario level. Oh, it asks you to use Lakitu's Cloud, doesn't it? Okay. Okay. I hope it's only one star coin per cloud. That'd be nice. If only it were true. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Okay, so I did need to switch clouds. Ugh, that sucks. Okay, I'm just gonna preemptively use a fire flower. I have plenty. Is it preemptively or is it just... I don't know. Like, preemptively sounds wrong, but it is preemptively, right? Like, because I'm doing it before an attempt, right? Isn't that what preempt is derived from? Like, pre-attempt? Or action or something? I mean, it has to be. Like, it has the word pre. Oh my god. I have more fire flowers, it's fine, but they probably give you fire flowers considering the first star coin. I I don't think this is my least favorite, but I think it's frustrating that I got so close to the end and now I have to start over. That's the thing. I think that's the thing. Like, in You Eat Soup, it was only these Superstar Road levels that didn't have checkpoints. And the, in-between world shortcut levels. But in this game, all of them don't have checkpoints. And I think this level highlights how I got so close to the end there, but, I, you know, made a stupid mistake, and I lost all that progress because there's no checkpoint, blah, blah, blah. Now I have to do it again. It's fine, though. It's fine. I just have to remember that these stupid things have motion controls. And if I accidentally move my controller while playing, I might accidentally spin jump. Especially out of a cloud when I'm not, you know, throwing fireballs or something. I think that's all I really actively need a fire flower for. So, it should be fine. That's awkward. Okay. Now I just gotta go, 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 go. Go, gotta get to the next thing before the cloud disappears. Okay. 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 Oh my god. I made a sudden movement with the controller and I was worried that I was gonna go spin jumping out. I don't know if the cloud will get me there. Ah! There's no ground before the goal pole. Oh god. It's fine though. Will Superstar Road 8 be super challenging? I don't think it was, like, it was the most challenging level in You Eat Soup, in my opinion. Not the most annoying, the most challenging. And in this game, I can't remember. Yeah, it's annoying and challenging. Very annoying and challenging. I think that's just a spot to hide from the spiky doom. Dang it. Probably didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that either. I don't know. So, any other miscellaneous thoughts on Loogie Soup? I guess, I don't know. I think after replaying You Eat Loogie Soup, I don't necessarily entirely love the game more than, You Eat Soup, but I do think there's a star coin over there. But, oh, also this level is a lot shorter because it's in Loogie Soup. Duh. But I do think, it has a lot more interesting level ideas. Especially since it didn't have to make, like, full Mario levels out of them. It could make half Mario levels out of them. You know, I think that's neat. I don't think, I think it could have been cool if they were fleshed out into full levels, though. And I think overall, at some points it feels very difficult and unforgiving to not have a checkpoint. And just, I feel like it's a trade-off. The levels are more difficult, but I don't know that they're necessarily to, you know, my speed, my liking, or whatnot. I'm not really a person who enjoys difficult games. I played Hollow Knight, but I didn't even go for I tried going for 100%, but when I learned that I would have to beat a bunch of bosses in a row, that's kind of when I was like, I'm fine, you know. I think where I draw the line is repetitive, doing the same thing.
Bye-bye.
Like, I'm fine with difficulty to an extent if the difficulty is a steady curve where you have to learn, maybe die a couple times, you know, but learn and move past it, you know? But when it's like you're dying in the same spot over and over and over, the game just stops being fun. And even once I get past that spot, it just I find it hard for the game to get me back into it. It's probably one of the reasons why Pikmin 2 is my least favorite of the Pikmin games. It's because, not only am I more used to the better Pikmin AI, from Pikmin 3 and 4, I grew up with Pikmin 3, you know, and all that. So I'm used to that better Pikmin AI, but I also, you know, Pikmin 2 is just, you know, unfair and punishing in some cases, you know, random enemies from the sky, bombs from nowhere, you know, and, no, I'll save my thoughts on Pikmin 2 for maybe when I actually play Pikmin 2, but I think, you know, it gives you a perspective of, you know, I understand that a lot of people think it's the best. I personally think it's the worst, least favorite. I think that it does some things better than Pikmin 1, but I think Pikmin 1 edges it out, purely because story. Pikmin 1, I think, has a more compelling story, a story that keeps me invested, even if, you know, story that keeps you invested even if you know, don't necessarily, you know, even if the game can be difficult and brutal at times. Pikmin 1's story keeps you interested. Pikmin 2's just doesn't, really. Pikmin 2's story is more, okay, that's a later thing. All I'm saying is, I don't like difficult games. I don't like games that are difficult for the sake of difficulty. But I don't hate games that are difficult for the sake of difficulty. Like, I don't think Hollow Knight is difficult for the sake of difficulty. I think it's difficult because they wanted to make, you know, a game with all these various mechanics in it. And that game ended up being a little bit difficult. But it was because, you know, it had mechanics like, you know, it's because of the mechanics the game was designed around, as opposed to necessarily, like, you know, designing the game to have difficult mechanics. Where's... Oh, I think it's up here. I think I could have gotten it on another... There it is. Okay. So the star coin moves slightly faster than the pendulums. Okay. I don't really care. Okay. Got all the star coins. But yeah. So this game, it's fun. It's still Mario. I think it's right on the line of difficulty of, this is something I would play, and it's something I would enjoy, and something I'd come back to from time to time. But I think it's not a game I come back to when I just want to play something comforting. I think it's a game I come back to when I'm looking to play it. You know, and it's a game that I look to play from time to time, but yeah. I don't know. Anyway, Superstar Road 9, Flying Squirrel Ovation.
Here we go.
Hopefully they give me a flying squirrel. Yes, they do. Okay. This level, I've already failed. Okay. I already failed. This level...
Oh. Here we go.
This level demonstrates why the squirrel suit is better than the propeller suit. it's as simple as, in this level you can glide, right? And as you glide, the propeller suit can't glide, so you can slowly descend after using your burst of speed, but I think it's still faster than gliding with the squirrel. Which is not good. Anyway, got the star coin. And even when you're slow falling in your squirrel suit, it's not fast enough to immediately... Like, this level is scrolling at just the right pace so that you don't die. Luckily they put clouds at the bottom to catch you in case you didn't... You know, whatever. Anyway, it's all the star coins, so... They're gonna say thank you. I'm slightly facing the wrong way. And the outfit doesn't match, but yeah.
Phew, made it. Oh. Yahoo!
You collected all the star coins. In both You Eat Soup and You Eat Loogie Soup. So, that's it. We've completed our journey. So, I don't know. Guess I'll just wish you farewell here since there is no next time for this series. But I guess for now, my name has been, and will be tomorrow, and the day after that, 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 and the day after that. And it always will be Pun Food. Actually, you will be able to join me next time for the start of something new.